Just wanted to make a quick video on some tips that will help you doing a valve cover on a Toyota 2200. This particular car is a 91 Celica GT convertible, but they ran this same engine in many cars that use these 430mm nuts to take the valve cover off and tighten it down. I actually did this valve cover like a couple years ago, and it started weeping again, and I think I figured out what I did wrong. First off, when you go to take this apart, at least on this particular model, obviously if you're working on a Camry, it's going to be different from a Celica, maybe a little bit. Pull that vacuum line off for your PCV. Take that bracket off that holds the throttle cable, and then I just unbolted this guy out of the way just to give me some extra room. This little wiring harness, it's just like kind of pushes onto that bolt. So when you pop this and this one off, you'll kind of slide that harness up a little bit. It doesn't seem like it gets out of the way enough, but it does. So you'll kind of have to pick that up and then take the grommets. Obviously take all the nuts loose, and then pop these grommets out, and then you'll have enough room to get it up and out. Obviously clean all your surfaces. There are on each side, I don't think I did this the first time, on either side of the head, it's dual overhead cam, but there's a spot here in the middle where it's gear to gear, so the timing belt only goes over one cam. And on both sides of the head, there's this little plug that the valve cover goes over, and if you're not paying attention, you don't even really notice it. But I popped this out this time, and I re-siliconed it, and I just used a red Brillo pad, whatever you want to call it. Cleaned it up, cleaned all the valve cover surface. Like I said, silicone that, and then in the corners where the cam sits, I just put a little dot of silicone just to help that new rubber seal. The rubber seal sits in the valve cover real nice. Super handy. The mistake I think I made last time was I just put these in and then I ran those nuts down evenly, tightening it across center, working out farther, but I didn't lube the rubber grommets. And when I took this valve cover off a little bit ago, I noticed that those nuts were not very tight at all. And I think what it is if this rubber is dry and the valve cover is all nice and clean, when you go to tighten that nut down, that rubber is going to bind against the valve cover, and then it's going to bind against the nut, and it's going to give you, you tighten it down to 33 foot-pounds, and it'll click the torque wrench, but it's not actually 33 foot-pounds because it's not sliding over itself. Because when you torque it down to 33 foot-pounds with it lubricated, there's thread hanging out of the very top. Not much, about a thread or two, but when I tightened them before, like when I went to take them off, there wasn't any thread hanging out. So I'm pretty confident that was my mistake the first time. Obviously I haven't torqued these down yet, so this one clicked, the other two were close to clicking, and I obviously had that one off to show you guys. But I just, you can use motor oil. I just had this sitting right here on the shelf, so oiled the top and the bottom of that grommet. Obviously don't get any oil in your threads or the nut, because then it might back itself off. But just a quick video. I couldn't find any information on this when I was doing it, so thanks for watching.